zoned out and not paying attention and I'm sorry, what'd you say? And yeah.
On their phone the whole time.
Right.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you said something? What? Huh? What was that, Crow? I swear you were talking. It's
one of those things. I heard somebody say, never trust somebody who doesn't return your texts, but you always see them on their phone.
Ooh, that's a red flag.
That is. We weren't discussing red flags today, but we can do the opposite. Mm-hmm. As in, this person puts the phone away.
They totally engage in a conversation.
Engages with you.
Oh, here's one that Jay and I actually did whenever we were dating. And it was kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. Whenever Jay and I would go out on a date, we wouldn't text each other. Hey, got here, going in, whatever. Whatever's just occasional updates. Because when we're out with somebody, we wanted to give them our full attention. That we wanted to, make sure, we wanted to make sure that our dates were with that person and not constantly on our phone. Even now, when Jay and Crow go out, our communication is very limited.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very limited. The only time I did blow up Jay's phone is when she went out with somebody and I was kind of iffy about them. I was like, hey, I hadn't heard from him in a while. Are you okay? What's going on? I haven't heard from you. And then I call. Because I was like, I know that we weren't going anywhere outside of public, but I got concerned. But it was just, they got involved in a very deep conversation at dinner, and I get it. And then she finally answered the phone and said, hey, I'm still here. It's going good, blah, 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 whatever. But that was, the only time I actually did, blow up her phone to try to, make sure she was okay. Other than that, we like to, when we go out with somebody, we want to be with that person. We want to be in a conversation with them and not constantly on our phones.
Right.
We want to be able to be, pay attention to what they're saying and listen to what they're saying.
Well, and that allows you to give little details and nods to the fact that you've been paying attention to. So, say somebody said that they've been really interested in seeing some sort of movie or whatever. And, time goes by and you try to make that happen for that person. It makes them feel really special to realize that you were paying attention and you knew that this was important to them and it was something that they liked. And you try to make it happen for them. Those little details like that are green flags. People who are paying attention enough to give you those little things, those little signs. I mean, honestly, the little things are the big things. And so if somebody's going out of their way to make a note of something that you said that you were interested in or wanted to do, and then they made that happen for you, that's a really big green flag.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, as we go down this list, we're not saying that somebody has to have all of them.
Oh, no.
God, no. No, because, unlike most people, I have mostly green flags. Wait.
Is there a cricket track you can put in? Seriously, we need crickets.
I totally feel like, y'all don't believe me on that one, which brings up one of the next red flags.
I don't know. You are actually very romantic. You used to bring me all kinds of things and do little things for me that made me feel important, that I knew you were paying attention.
Yeah, and actually, I was planning on bringing you flowers today.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
Oh,
flowers. I don't even know what they look like anymore.
Did you just say I was planning on doing a thing I didn't do to an aquarium? Really?
Yeah. But the thing is that my mind is such an etch-a-sketch at times. Like today, I got caught up with all the shit that was going on with all the conversations and whatnot, that I was just like, okay, I gotta get hit on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I was running out of time and I completely forgot. Slipped my mind. I swear.
Yep.
So, honesty is a green flag.
Oh my God.
No, there's a thing. I worked with a guy who was honest to a fault, but he was so genuine. He was honest to a fault, and it was so crazy to see somebody to that level where he wouldn't even omit something that he probably should when it came to certain things, that he was an all open guy, completely just honest, and it was crazy because I had never seen anybody like that. But honesty is a definite green flag.
How about this one?
Well, let's go back to honesty.
Oh, okay.
So,
To tell you the truth, no.
So honesty. When you see somebody that they're being honest,
I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You see, so interrupting conversations is a red flag. We're not talking about red flags. We're talking about honesty and
Somebody
green flags.
constantly interrupts you to talk about themselves.
Whenever you have somebody yet you know, then you can tell they're telling the truth. So honesty is a green flag. Whenever you have somebody that's going to be honest with, honest with themselves, and you can validate that they're being honest. And it doesn't say go snooping into somebody's background, do a background check, although that is not a bad idea sometimes.
No.
What? Why?
I'll give you an example of kind of a weird series of validations. It has nothing to do with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with a car mechanic that I was working with. It's I guess I can say it. Those folks at Firestone, at the Firestone that I like.
Which, Firestone, if you're looking to sponsor somebody, we would totally love to have a sponsor.
Hey. So, anyway, it was one of those situations where I had car guy friends. I don't know much about cars. I don't.
It has wheels.
Yeah, I
moves.
can do some of the basics. I can change out the odd part, but I don't really consider myself very knowledgeable about it.
Oh, we know that.
Yes.
Especially from this past weekend with car mechanics.
Okay, but here's what I was trying to tell you, is there was a series of events where I would take the car into Firestone, and this particular team at this particular location, Brent, you're amazing. Anyway, they would give me a price. They would look at the car, they'd tell me what was wrong, and they'd give me a price. And I would call my car guy friends, and I'd say, hey, this is a lot of money. I don't know. Is this okay? And they'd say, no, man, don't waste your money. Here, let me look up something for you. And then they'd come back, and the price would be better at Firestone, or similar, or just a little bit less than the car guy said they could do it wholesale for me.
Right. Yeah, and that's good, and especially for a mechanic that does that.
And then to have the work guaranteed and all of that. But it was one of those situations where it got to be, I think, around the 5th time that I was making a call like that, and I realized the person didn't answer. And I was glad they didn't. And I realized, how many times have I got to verify these people before I realize they're doing me okay?
Yeah, Crow told us whenever we first met, we had to bring my car in for something, and I'm like, really, Firestone? Because back in the day, I'm talking 15 years ago.
A
while ago, Jay took our car in, and I was somewhere. So she had to make the call on her own, which is fine, but it was a major purchase, and they took advantage of her big time.
yeah.
Like, it was like we had got royally fucked by this mechanic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Didn't even have a bag of gold coins to leave with. We were just
And then Crow's like, "Oh, bring it to this guy here." Okay. And so he did, and I know a little bit about cars. I know a little bit, how pricing works and stuff like that. And I was like, "Wow, okay, maybe this is good." And so we've brought our cars there almost every time now. So it's stuff that you can validate, stuff that you can verify that.
That's an honesty thing within yourself. Is that it's great to be. It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to be a little leery at first, but examine yourself closely enough so that when a person has been validated multiple times, you say, okay, I can start trusting this person. Don't prove it every single time for life. There comes a point where you're just going to this person has proven themselves enough. And it goes the other way. Sometimes people can be wrong. People can make mistakes. Don't lose all your trust at once. One thing does not mean the whole thing is ruined.
Right, but
it depends on the thing.
Right, if it's something big, you know.
It does depend on the thing, but it's one of those things that at some point you realize this person is generally trustworthy.
Right.
Like this chair that I'm sitting on, I didn't check it, I didn't test it multiple times. I just sat down. 'Cause why? It's held me up every single time up until now.
Well,
I did nothing to it, I swear.
It becomes a little ridiculous if you're super checking everything and everyone. At what point are you not the toxic person in that situation?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our biggest mistakes come for holding perfectly good people accountable for shit that people in the past have done to us.
Oh, yeah.
And
Holding
so
on to a
when we
grudge.
do that, it doesn't matter what the green flags are because we're completely dismissing all of them. So I think that's what we were trying to do in this episode, is kind of bring you guys green flags to look for. You know, don't discount somebody or discredit you. One of the beauties and horrors of being in love or being in any kind of relationship whatsoever is having to be vulnerable to subjecting yourself to the compatibility of another human being.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, there's certain things that come along with it. You have to know that you're strong enough in yourself to endure whatever may come of it. But in the meantime, there are plenty of ways that you can tell, whether it be the red flags or the green flags or people around you. Oh, that's a really good one. A green flag. If the people around you are noticing that you're happier, livelier, sprightly, more energetic, you're Twitter-pated, you're full of love and happiness, and you just are even more driven, you're smote, you are smitten, and they
Smoted.
see it in yourself, and they see it in you, and they start, so much so you're exhibiting all of this, that person, this experience that you're having is lighting you up, and it's visible.
And
And-
we're not talking about fire.
Yeah.
And they are so visible that they're actually telling you, oh my God, what's gotten into you? That is a humongous green flag. Huh. I had a special thing going on there. You just completely.
Look at that.
I had a special thing going there.
Would you like to finish your comment?
I don't even remember what it was now.
Oh.
Anyway, if people, especially those that have known you a very long time, those lifelong friend relationships that you've fostered, if they're noticing that you're having all of your best qualities come out and shine, and they're telling you, like, this is awesome, then this is awesome.
You can do the whole New Year, New You thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just do whatever you want to do. You know, the thing is just try to be the best you can be. That's
I
it.
mean, that should be your goal
Yeah.
every day,
Every
right?
day, every
Like,
year, every month, every minute.
Not
of the day.
striving to be better than anyone else other than the person you were yesterday.
And if somebody doesn't like it, fuck them. Not literally. Just tell them to fuck off.
Oh, I have done that. No.
Really?
Um,
That's sticking your dick in crazy. You don't want to do that. That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
This is green flags. We
This
do
is-
green flags here.
Is there a yellow flag?
There are
Caution.
yellow
There
flags.
are yellow flags.
Caution, danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Danger. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this out.
Okay.
Let's close the legs on this episode.
All right, so be the best you can be. Look out for the red flags. Don't let those fuckers in your life. That doesn't mean every red flag is bad. Doesn't mean every green flag is good.
We all have a little bit of both,
Right.
Yep.
and hopefully a lot of bit of the green ones.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
But-
work like an even scorecard either.
No,
And-
This red flag does not always
Right, but-
outweighed by that green flag.
But the thing is that if you have so many, red flags on one side, weigh the pros and cons, and
Yeah.
if you have too many, tell the douche canoe to paddle their way down,
Fuck off, river.
fuck off river.
There you go.
There we go.
tell the fuck knuckles to paddle their douche canoe down to Eat Shit River.
I like that.
I like
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, yep. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. Hopefully you get some useful information out of it.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy whatever day it is you're listening.
Happy New Year. Where can they find us?
Yes. Where can you find us?
Where can they find us?
They can find us on Twitter at poly_saturated. They could find us on Facebook at polysaturated. They could find us on the web at poly-saturated.com. So, and you could find us on Patreon at patreon.com/
Patreon.
polysat.
Get on that Patreon.
Become a sweet bean.
Patreon.com/ polysaturated.
I love sweet beans.
Yeah, sweet beans are awesome.
Aww.
Become a more than friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've missed talking to my sweet beans.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been too long.
Mm-hmm.
Become a friend with bennies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just talking out of my ass. This is actual
Yes,
levels of our Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon levels. So, join us on Patreon. Let's keep this madhouse going here. And remember, as always,